following program contains coarse language and mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. From Winnipeg, Manitoba, the CBC Winnipeg Comedy Festival presents The Deadly Seven. Starring Deb DiGiovanni, Jeff McHenry, Brad Muse, Tim Knott, Ron Sparks, Mark Marin, and your host, Andy Jones. Now please welcome a man who never met a sin he didn't like, Andy Jones.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening, you rotten people. And welcome to the Seven Deadly Sins Show. I'm Andy Jones. You know, for years, you've been asking us to do a show more relevant to Winnipeggers. I think we've finally done it. But if there are any of you here this evening, among you who has not sinned, we would like to welcome you all here from Steinbeck. For anyone watching at home, that is a Mennonite joke. Right, yeah. And for any Mennonites here, a joke is something said or done to provoke amusement or laughter. Yeah. I guess sin really ultimately is a Roman Catholic concept. And the Greek word that it's actually derived from is hamartia, which is an archery term meaning to miss the mark. But as Pope Urban II said in 1095, miss the mark? Like, where's the money in that? And of course, the deadly sins are sometimes called the cardinal sins because many a cardinal has actually been caught doing them. But of course, the deadly sins aren't really just a Catholic concern. Like, for example, in the United Church, if you commit one of the deadly sins, the minister refuses to validate your parking. Oh, they take it very seriously. Yeah. You know, being brought up a Catholic, I really find it hard to believe that the United Church is actually a religion. I mean, like, there are no constant beatings. You know, in fact, they're actually against it, I hear. Yeah. Anyway, tonight we'll cover all of the sins. There's greed, but enough about Alberta. And then, of course, there's lust. The sweet sin of lust, the only sin that requires you to undo your pants, other than gluttony, of course. And a sloth is when you haven't even bothered to do up your pants in the first place. But I love sloth because they actually named an animal after it. You know, the poor sleepy bugger. I mean, who are we to judge? I mean, he actually did manage to get up into the tree in the first place. Right? I mean, that must have required some effort. Actually, once there were actually 8 sins, and one of them was sorrow. That's right, yeah, it was actually a sin to feel gloomy. Right? A sorrow from the Latin Prozac, of course. Yeah. And of course, the list of sins has changed over the years. Voting conservative, I'm not sure if that's still on the list or not. Being proud and Canadian, I think that's still a sin. Breaking off a 20-year marriage by text message. Yeah. Venial sin, yeah. And a sure way to lose the house. You can trust me on that. But tonight, we're all in the same boat. And God knows what filth is filling your little prairie heads, even as I speak here this evening. But if you can get your minds out of the gutter for 1 second, are you ready for a great show? Are you ready? Yeah. All right. Envy. Who hasn't felt that pang of desire to be Andy Jones? Nobody? Nobody? Yeah, one person, yeah. Anyway, this comedian knows that it's not easy being green. Welcome, please, the enviable Deb DiGiovanni.
Everybody
It is lovely to be here tonight, and before the show, I was sitting in my hotel room reading the Bible, after the hooker left, and I came across the chapter about the 7 deadly sins, and I was shocked to find out how much I suffer from envy. Like, I'm absolutely envious of all the other deadly sins. Do you mean like gluttony? That's the best one. Come on. Is gluttony even a sin, honestly? Or is it just a sin for fat people? Let's be honest. Is it like, because I gotta tell you, gluttony just makes me feel successful. Anybody else? I have to tell you, I'm very good at envy, honestly. Like, I could be envious of anything. Like, I'm terribly, terribly envious of metabolism. Like, what is metabolism, actually? I thought it was made up for a really long time, but then you always see thin girls eating chips, so something's going on. But in truth, I'm actually not as envious of thin girls as you'd think I would be, because seriously, I don't understand what's so exciting about like going to bed with a really skinny woman. Like, honestly, in my world, sleeping with a really skinny woman is pretty much like sleeping without any pillows. You know what I mean? You eventually nod off, but you wake up all sore. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my God, what did I do last night? I'm like, a thin girl, that's what you did. Do you see? And I'm also very envious of the little bras that all the skinny girls get to wear. Those little tiny bras, what do they cost, $1.50? Seriously. Made of tissue, you wear them once, throw them away. That's very nice. Because seriously, you don't understand. Like, for a woman of my size, my bras are pretty much vests of beige metal. Do you understand? It's a contraption at this point. It's a piece of machinery. I'm not lying. Takes 2 people to get it on, which is, awkward because I live alone. Although it's a nice way to meet the neighbors, I'll tell you that much. It's Deborah from upstairs. Yeah, I get evicted a lot. I also, I had to go and get a professional bra fitting. Oh, that's upsetting. That's usually an old European woman groping you. That's exciting. But I didn't know that. Like, most women wear the wrong bra size. So I go and I get the bra fitting, and I find out that my real bra size is G42. And I was like, I don't think that's a bra. I think that's bingo. I'm not sure. Is there a prize? Do I get a dabber? Dear God, you know what I mean? Work with me. And I certainly do not have penis envy. I do not. I don't know why they think women are envious of the penis. I gotta tell you, the penis is the last thing that I wanna see. Are you with me? That is, until it's absolutely necessary, I don't wanna see it. You know what I mean? Have you noticed that I don't take the mic out of the mic stand? Yeah. Yeah. Just saying. And if I had to choose, I would always choose an uncircumcised penis. I would. Sorry, Jews, I would. I'm sorry. I gotta because the circumcised penis just looks a little too anxious for me. Do you know what I mean? Can I finish my drink? Dear God, I mean, come on. And there are very many reasons. There's like actually a ton of reasons to be envious of me. And if you haven't figured them out, I will tell you them now. I do my laundry on Wednesday afternoons at 1 o'clock. Awesome, I know. 14-year-old boys know who I am, which is, illegal, but awesome. Some days, I don't even have to get out of my pajamas. Do you understand? Some days. And I gotta tell you, I'm high right now. Right now! I am. It's true. And I get to spend 13 hours a day with my cat. Who else gets to do that? I live the dream. Okay, that dream. But still, it's still good. And I also, another thing, except for TV shows, I never wear makeup, which really makes girls angry. I have to tell you, women get really mad at you when you don't wear makeup. They're always like, look at that stupid bitch with her clear skin and normal eyelashes. Let's get her. I mean, they're mad. And I have to say, the reason I don't wear lipstick is because I'm Italian. Do you understand? So if I'm wearing lipstick, it's pretty much like highlighting my mustache. Do you understand? That's it, right there. I'm like, did you miss the mustache? It's above the big red thing. Do you see? You could also be very envious of the fact that I'm a spinster. It is very freeing, I have to tell you. Sure, I'm dying alone, but I rarely shave my legs. Do you see? And I don't have to pretend to be interested in sports. Do you understand? So it evens out, all right, everyone? And honestly, I have to ask you this. Who needs a boyfriend when there's Nutella? Have you tried Nutella? That chocolate hazelnut spread? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. A jar of Nutella, loaf of white bread, box of wine, that's a weekend. Are you kidding? Seriously. Yeah. And ladies, I don't mean to get you all crazy, but if you put the Nutella into the microwave and heat it up, you can drink it with a straw. With a straw! A straw! No dishes! I have good ideas, is what I'm saying. I could start a magazine. So now this is it. My day is now done. You see, this was my work day today. I sat in my hotel room until someone picked me up for the show, and then I did 8 minutes of stand-up. And now after this, I'm gonna go do some heavy partying with the best and the funniest comedians in Canada. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna get up whenever I want. Jealous? Huh? Thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you again. Good night.
Lust, or as I call it, the sin of memory. Our next guest is new to the game of lust, but that hasn't stopped him from thinking about sex pretty well most of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jeff McHenry.
Thank you very much. Nice to be back in Winnipeg. Yeah, I'm here to talk about lust, and you're going to hear the other comics talk about their sins and the problems associated with them. But I think lust is the deadliest of all the 7 deadly sins, and I'll tell you why. It's because, folks, I have a friend named Mark Reed, who I've had the pleasure of knowing since I was 5 years old, and I can honestly say Mark's the kindest, most compassionate human being I've ever met in my life, and I wouldn't stab him in the back for $1 million. But I sure as hell would for just one night with his ridiculously hot girlfriend, okay? Okay, and I'm not even talking about having an all-night-long sexathon with his girlfriend either, okay? I'd settle for dinner, a movie, and then an under-the-shirt, over-the-bra feel of one of her boobs, okay? Okay? Because that's what lust can do, you know what I mean? It can turn the trustworthy disloyal, it can make the intelligent stupid. Like me, I'm not a dumb guy, but I've done some of the stupidest things in the world to try to impress a girl. I remember when I was in high school, a girl told me that she liked basketball players, so I tried out for the high school basketball team. Let me tell you, folks, the only thing I ended up wrapping my lips around that day was my inhaler. That's about it. Just bent over and wheezing at center court, just thinking to myself, well, maybe she's got a thing for equipment managers. That's what lust can do, though, man, you know what I mean? And it screws me up, like talking to women, too, man, because I love doing this, talking to a room full of people. It's the easiest thing in the world for me. But you get me in a one-on-one conversation with a girl I really like, all of a sudden, man, I have the communicative skills of a punch-drunk minor league hockey enforcer. It is. Hey, Jeff, how's it going? You boobs pretty, huh? Well, that's not what I wanted to say, you know what I mean? But I even have an ulterior motive for doing stand-up. I do, because I love doing, like I said, I love performing. But honestly, I know one of the reasons I got into this is just so I can get famous enough to just buy love. You know what I mean? Just get to that Drew Carey level of fame, you know? Yeah, I mean, if I ever become a big star, I can just imagine the girls I'm going to bring home to my mom, you know what I mean? Mom, I'd like you to meet Shanice. She's my trophy. She's 20 years old, can't remember my first name, and I pay her $400,000 a year to have sex with me. We're in love. And that's it for me, folks. Thank you all so very much. Thank you.
Gluttony. Who hasn't said just one more at the christening of your 9th child? But enough of the local humor. Please welcome a man with a huge heart and high cholesterol, Brad Muse.
Thank you, folks. I am a glutton. And I know I'm a glutton because all the other comics were backstage discussing the 7 deadly sins, and the whole time all I could think was, geez, I wonder what sloth tastes like. Gluttony is the only of the 7 deadly sins that you can't keep secret. You know? You see a fat guy, you know one thing. That guy likes an extra scoop. I actually had mixed feelings when they asked me to do a show on gluttony. You know, like on one hand, I was like, well, that's a compliment to my comedic abilities. On the other hand, you got to be a lazy fat ass to pull this off. Eh? It's funny, half of you are like, oh, I don't feel right laughing at that. The other half are like, I thought he'd be even fatter. It's okay, folks. I know I'm fat. I know I'm fat. I know I'm a glutton. You know why? My seatbelt has stretch marks. You know what my wife calls making love to me? Rolling a fatty. Apparently gluttony can be caused by improper nursing as a baby. So apparently my mother's left breast would fill with mashed potatoes. Her right breast, the caramel secret. Don't worry, I'm not here to blame my mother or my slow metabolism, right? That's not why I'm fat. I know I'm fat because I love eating. That's why I do. And I think it's the best time ever to be a glutton. I can go to a Costco, right, and I can shop like I own an orphanage and nobody bats an eye at me. I can actually go into a Walmart where there is a McDonald's, buy French fries, and then go shopping and eat my French fries while shopping from my very own personal deep fryer. I can eat 24/7 and never get out of my car. And by 24/7, I mean I can eat 24 of something and then 7 more of something else. And our language is full of references for food as well. You know, you hear it all the time. It's like, well, the proof is in the pudding, right? It's a piece of cake. It's easy as pie. Well, that's a stupid one, right? That one doesn't even make sense. Have you ever tried to make a pie? It's not. It's actually quite difficult. It should be easy as ice cubes. That would be a better saying. And it's awesome to be a glutton in our politically correct world, right? This enlightened world that we live in. Because none of you people would harbor resentment against overweight people. Well, except on an airplane. Oh, we see you there as we, you know, waddle down the cabin. We see those nervous looks. The silent prayers of, oh God, not next to me. No, please. And then all of a sudden, plunk. And you guys are so friendly too, you know? You're like, oh no, that's fine. Yeah, no, that's fine, that's okay. Until about a minute, right? And then you're like, so are you going all the way to Newfoundland? I had to have a physical not too long ago. I had to fast for 16 hours. Oh, that is torture for a glutton, hey? That's all. And so I'm getting my physical, and the doctor takes my height and my weight, and he figures out my body mass index. And he says to me, Brad, it's 36. Brad, you're 36% fat. To which I responded, your wife's a whore. I get a little grumpy when my sugars are low. I think that gluttony is the best of all the 7 deadly sins because it actually contains 3 other deadly sins, right? It has sloth, it has greed, and it has lust. Because to be a glutton, you have to be lazy, right? You have to want more than your share, and you have to be lustful towards food. And I love food. It's almost sexual. To me, cream cheese is a verb. And the word gluttony itself is great, hey? Because it's got the word gut and ton right in it. But I hope my little chat here tonight has maybe changed your view of gluttony a little bit, because I think it gets a bad rap. It's always looked at negatively. It's always in a negative connotation. You hear like, oh, he's a real glutton for punishment, right? You never hear, geez, that guy's a glutton for puppies. That Gandhi was a glutton for peace. What is that? Oh, geez, I think my sloth is ready. I gotta go, folks. Take care, good night.
And now, anger. In our school catechism, it always told us that this scene included fighting, anger, hatred, revenge, drunkenness, and bad example, which has absolutely nothing to do with our next guest. Here, with his take on anger, please welcome Tim Nutt.
Grr. Grr. Look at me, I'm all angry. Ah. How are you? I'm here to talk about anger. That's pretty incredible. Basically, because if you had talked to me about anger, about 10 years ago, you would have had a case. I'm not angry anymore. I've been working on this. I figured out I'm not really all that mad anymore. I'm frustrated. I'm a homeowner. I don't have a young man's rage anymore, you know? I'm not like, screw the police. I'm like, send them by so no one steals my stuff. We don't even get angry anymore. Our parents and our grandparents, their generation, they got mad about stuff. They changed the world with their anger. They fought wars and ended injustice and racism. What do? We get canceled TV shows back on the air. Ridiculous. We don't get mad anymore. I live in Ontario. We got our taxes raised by 8%. The same day, 1 million people signed up to change Facebook back. That's what we got mad about. Yeah, I'm gonna pay 8% more on everything that I buy. Whatever, but I can't find my birthdays on Facebook anymore. Where are the updates? This is ridiculous. I'm signing a petition. It's stupid. It's pretend. That's not real rage. And by the way, I'm sick of Facebook. Facebook, just stupid. I don't want to be your Facebook friend. I have friends. You know how you can tell they're my friends? They have my phone number. And if they want to update me on their status, ring. And then I see who it is on the call display. And if I give a damn, I answer it. Facebook is a gateway to stalking. I want to start a new social website thingy, networking deal called I Didn't Like You When I Knew You. I can't say I've given you a moment's thought in the last 20 years. And I don't give a damn about you now. .com or something, I think. I think the only place where I get really kind of frustrated and angry about stuff, I mean, like shopping, like retail. That's probably where I lose my mind the most. Because did you have to get a head injury to work in the retail industry? Like, is that now the hiring practices? I haven't, applied for one of these jobs in a while. But how come they can be so stupid? That's where I get the most angry, is when there's stupidity involved. Like, I go down to the Walmart the other day, and I don't know if you shop at Walmart, I don't know if you care, if you give a damn one way or the other, but this is what I know about Walmart. Walmart has a crappy version of anything you could possibly want. Now, if you're not really all that concerned about reliability or durability in a hard good, Walmart, right? Serves a purpose. Maybe you got to buy a present for somebody you don't like. And I'm just mad the whole time I walk in the door, It's like, welcome to Walmart. And it's like, thanks for putting the place I used to shop at out of business. And you should have saved for your retirement. Oh, don't even. You're not allowed. No awe in the anger, guy. You're standing in line. You don't believe it's easy to make people angry? I can do it in a flash. I have an exceptional skill to make people angry. I do it all the time because I can't tell the gender of people from behind sometimes. Like, you want to do it on purpose? Do this. Go down to the mall and find a postmenopausal gal with a really short haircut and accidentally call her dude. Why are you mad at me? You go down to the haircutting place and you get mad at that guy. It's not me what picked the I'm done having sex haircut. Then you get to the lineup at Walmart. You get into the cashier line. Oh, and they're just full of information too. Oh, did you find everything you're looking for? Do you know where you work? Have you wandered the aisles of this place? If my material hopes and dreams were met by the confines of these four walls, I'd be somewhat obligated to blow my damn head off. It seems to me I might have skipped the Ferrari aisle. And of all the things that make me angry, I'll tell you what the worst part is I had to come out here and talk to you nice people about anger, and I couldn't swear one time. You guys have been very nice. Thank you very much.
In the matter of pride, I say unto you that God has pulled proud kings down off of their thrones, dragged them through the dirt, smashed their crowns, and put jesters' hats upon their bleeding heads. Good afternoon, boys and girls. You know, over the years, a lot of you boys and girls say to me, Father Din, you say, look, I've won an award. I've won an award. I am the best. I am the best. And I say, no, no. When you say you are the best, you are slapping God in the face. When you say you are the best level 3 Suzuki violinist, you are literally walking through the gates of heaven, past St. Peter, up to the throne, and slapping the three faces of the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. You are stabbing God with your violin bow, perhaps. For remember, it is God who has won the Suzuki gold medal, not you. Only when the Prime Minister says to himself, I am not a great man, I am not the best, no, I am a serpent, a snake, a slithering, boneless reptile. Only then will he be fit to be Prime Minister. And I am referring to the current Prime Minister. And what about the famous Hollywood actors? Are they not great men and women? No! They're slugs. Worse than slugs, they are maggots on the backs of worms crawling up the rectum of the lowest of slugs. Lindsay Lohan. Lohan! And what about the Pope? What about the Pope who say, no, there's a great man. There's a great man. Great man! Great man, no. Only when the Pope of Rome says to himself, I am a slug, a bug, a rat in a papal hat. Only then will he be fit to be Pope. In fact, boys and girls, they actually say that to the popes when they are first elected. They actually burn a rope in front of them and say, you are a slog, a bug, a rat in a paper hat. They say it in Latin, of course, to make it easier for the poor man. And of course, those are not the exact words. But therein lies the road to heaven. No, we are not meant to strut about and to preen like peacocks or Americans. We are not meant to do that. We are meant to cower and to dip and duck and bow and scrape in the face of the almighty Godhead. We are meant to tear pride out of our chest and throw it onto the ground and beat it into chalky dust. Only then will God be happy. Only when Dolly Parton veils her chest, when Keira Knightley wears a burqa, will God be satisfied that pride has been assassinated, struck down like a swollen chicken cock on the sidewalks of New York. God bless you all. And congratulations on your graduation from elementary school. Sloth. Just thinking about it exhausts me. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest is so lazy, he won't even empty the trash on his laptop. Please welcome Ron Sparks.
Thank you very much. You know, when they asked me to come here tonight and talk to you all about laziness, the first thing that came to my mind was, gee, thanks. Thinking of me. But no, it really is quite an honor to be asked to cover this topic of laziness because it's very important. Laziness is the most dangerous of the 7 deadly sins because it's so insidious. It's everywhere in our society. We don't even notice it anymore, and it's getting worse, right? And if you don't believe me, just look around at the audience here tonight. Okay? Everybody, really, just, everybody, could you please just look at the person on your left? All right. Now, please look at the person on your right. Okay. All 3 of you are lazy. All right? As a matter of fact, I noticed that quite a few of you couldn't even be bothered to actually turn your head. Okay, well, don't worry, because I'm not here to bash you. You know, I'm not, because it'd be pointless. It'd be a losing battle because laziness is here to stay, right? And we all know it's because there's so many good reasons to be lazy. You know, first and foremost, it's easy. All right, I'll be honest, I didn't bother to come up with anything after that. But I didn't have to continue my list. They had me at easy. And it is easy. It's so easy, anybody can do it. It's so easy a kid can do it, right? And kids are doing it in record numbers. That's getting to be quite a problem, isn't it? I mean, I'm sure you've all noticed that kids today, they're much less into sports, and they're much more shaped like pumpkins. Right? And we all know what the problem is, too, don't we? It's that kids today, they don't go outside and run around and play. Kids today, they stay at home and they play their video games. Okay? And I don't even really blame them for that. I blame the parents the most. Because they know what the problem is, but do they do anything to fix it? Do they make their kid go outside and get some exercise? No. What the parents today are doing is they're getting their kids video games about exercising. Yeah. How silly is that? Oh, what? They're making fun of my little Timmy just because he's round? Well, that tears it. First thing tomorrow, I'm gonna go pick up a Wii Fit. Because that video game comes with a paddle. I bet 2 weeks from now, they'll be calling him Captain Skinny. No, that's stupid. You know, you can't just sit your kid in front of a TV, you know, because kids, they live in a fantasy world. If you tell them that they're exercising in front of the TV, they'll believe you. You know, they'll say, hey, Mom, come look at me. I'm an Olympic hurdler. Look at that, woo. Oh, man, silver medal. Oh, that, feel the burn. That took a lot out of me. Mom, I'm gonna need another Hot Pocket. Oh. But no, you can't let your kids believe this. That's just a lie. You gotta tell them the truth. Like, hey, Junior, just because you're watching a guy do hurdles on TV doesn't mean you're doing hurdles. You're not an Olympic hurdler. You're just a fat kid doing this with his arm. Go cut the lawn or something. But this is why laziness is so dangerous. Because we don't just accept it, do we? We openly embrace it. Look at it. Through our whole history, we've been looking for new ways to be more lazy. Every significant advance has been with comfort and ease in mind. Like, just look at any invention. Nobody ever invented anything to make life harder. They make easy boy chairs. Nobody makes a difficult tea chair. A chair you've got to like pole vault through monkey bars to get into. Maybe burn a few calories. No, everything's with comfort in mind. It's what our whole society's been working towards forever. Well, not our whole society. Really, we've just had our best people working on this. Well, the rest of us have sat on our couches and waited for the news to tell us what they've come up with. That's a lot of clapping for lazy people. But no, they'll do it for us, and we don't have to help them. There's no motivation at all for us to lend a hand, because they're going to do it for us. You know, like, for example, say some guy goes to school and he becomes a scientist, right? And then he spends his whole career developing a new vaccine, all right? This guy has just wasted his entire life developing a new vaccine, and what does he get to show for it? The same thing the rest of us get for doing nothing, a new vaccine. So thank you, Professor Sucker. We would have gotten you something, but we didn't. But we're all lazy. And again, please don't get mad. I'm not just bashing all of you for being lazy. You are lazy, but we all are. Actually, I'd put you guys on the lower end of the scale. You people in Winnipeg, if you were really, really lazy, you wouldn't live in Winnipeg, a city where you have to shovel snow out of your driveway from July until June. Cut it out, you're lazy. We're all lazy. That's the point I want to make, is we're all lazy. And please don't think I'm letting us off the hook either. I'm a comedian, and I'll be the first to admit that there's a lot of lazy comics, you know? Like, for a fact, there are actually a lot of comedians now who are so lazy, they don't even bother coming up with the endings for their routines anymore. Good night.
Greed. They said in the 80s that greed is good. But then again, they also said that about Duran Duran. And now, with his take on that most current of sins, Mark Maron.
Thank you, Canada. I am visiting from the United States, so I'd like to open by saying I'm sorry. Just a general apology. I know I'm an ambassador from the problem. Now, sin is relative to faith, and faith is relative to God, and I don't believe in God. I have nothing against God. I wasn't brought up with it. I'm not going to judge your gods. I don't have any problem with your Jesus, your Allah, your Yahweh, your Buddha. We're in Canada, your random animal deities. I'm not here to mock the myths that define you. I actually could use a little God in my life. I'm lost, I'm middle-aged, I'm angry. I could use a God hole to dump my hate in. And that is a pickup line, ladies. All right, sins, greed. They gave me greed. What do I know about greed? Greed is actually the only sin I am not committed to. I wish I were more greedy, to be honest with you. It would help me out. The other 6 are like a checklist for my day. Let's go through that day, shall we? Anger. I don't know about you, but I wake up seething with anger. Seriously, the alarm goes off, the first words out of my mouth are, oh, crap, again? Really? With the whole awake thing? Great. With the whole yay day. Well, yesterday kind of sucked, but I guess if I got to plow through another one pretending there's hope in the world, I'll give it a try. Pride. Then I call my manager. Josh, it's Mark. What do you got for me? Where? Winnipeg. I don't even know what that is. I've been on Conan O'Brien 43 times. I'm not going to Winnipeg. Click. Envy. I guess I'll watch some television, get some ideas for jokes. Jesus Christ, how much Jon Stewart does this planet need? I'm funnier and smarter and better looking than this Jewish pander monkey. How much do they need? Lust. All right, I'm just gonna sit at the computer, write some political jokes. I'll show that Stewart kid who the King Semite is. All right, here we go. Jokes. Here we go. Writing jokes. Jokes. Porntube.com. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, that is really good. Montage. Clock arm spinning. Hours go by. Oh, God, look at me. I'm dirty. I'm hungry. Gluttony. Who says ice cream's not good for breakfast? Let's plow through a pint of ice cream. I say it's okay. And some pie. Why not some whipped cream right out of the thing? Sloth. Oh my God. Look at me. I'm all covered with sugar and goo and it's not even noon. I think it's time for a shame nap. Glad some of you understand the shame nap idea. There are two functioning naps in my life. There's the shame nap and the nap of self-hatred. Now, some of you more sensitive sorts are saying they sound similar. They are similar, but not the same. A shame nap has to follow something you're ashamed of that exhausts you, whereas a self-hate nap can really strike you at any point in your day for no reason at all. You can be hit with a self-hate nap right in the middle of your first cup of coffee. Wow, this is great. What the hell happened to my life? Jesus, I'm an idiot. I'm exhausted. You know, I think I need a couple more hours so I have energy to hate myself later. Hate to burn out so early in the day. So here's where greed comes in for me. I wake up from my shame nap first of the day and go, oh my God, I need money. How am I to support this lifestyle that I've grown accustomed to? Then there's a second call to the manager. Josh, it's Mark. Listen to this. I got a TV idea. You're gonna love it. Let me pitch it to you. It's about a guy, wakes up in the morning, pissed off, always pissed off, furious, okay? He's filled with resentment and jealousy, hates anybody who's successful, especially Jon Stewart, hates Jon Stewart, okay? And then like he's a compulsive eater and a chronic masturbator. Hilarious, right? And he spends most of the day sleeping. How is that not funny? Isn't that great? And he has no idea how to make money, but he really needs money. What do you think, genius, huh? We could sell that to a network, right? What do you mean, what's the show about? I just told you what it was about. What do you mean, story? What do you mean, story? I don't know, change the guy he hates, change the ice cream flavor. Occasionally he doesn't masturbate. He finds a confused chubby girl with no self-esteem. And he actually has sex with her. Come on, what's the problem? Flesh it out. What are you talking about? I need money. I need money. What, hello? I'm sorry I yelled, Josh. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. Hey, is that Winnipeg thing still available? No, I'll go up there. Just tell them to get my travel and, get a hotel and pay me an American. I may be a little greedy, but I'm not stupid. Thank you very much. You've been great. Good night.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much. That's our show. Do you want to have some more? Yeah? Oh, hey. Hey, don't be greedy. And haven't you learned anything here tonight? Good. Neither have I. Please, fellow sinners, in the name of all that's good and holy, please go back to your miserable lives. Me, I'm off to smoke some crack. Good night. Thank you very much.